up-to-date, Michelle, speaker and storyteller, and we are here with Joe DeBone, our road captain, and he's going to let us know where we've gone through already on our travels here. So,
well, we've been 2.5 days on the road hauling the bikes on the trailers, which is kind of cheating a little bit, but we got 1,600 miles. That would have been pretty tough riding all the way coming across the interstates. A little more comfortable in the trailers. We're in Spearfish. We're in Spearfish. Just getting up in the morning here, and we're going to head over to Yellowstone Park today. We're going to Wapiti. Staying in Wapiti for 6 nights. We're going to be able to ride Yellowstone for 5 days. It's going to be great. We're going to take in a lot of the local sites. We're going to, the usual touristy things, Mammoth Hot Springs, Old Faithful, the guys. We're also going to take some good rides on the Beartooth Highway and the Chief Joseph Highway, which appropriately was named after me because, I was a lieutenant, but it's named after me anyway. Then we're going to go down to Jackson Hole. We're going to go down to Tetons. It's going to be a great 5 days down there. And a friend of all of us, Frank Coach, who used to be living in Norwalk, is the owner and proprietor of the Cody Steakhouse. And he's got a boarding going to be staying like 20 minutes away, so we're going to pay him a visit. Say hello to Frank, see how he's doing out there. Can't wait for that. After the 5 days there, we're going to hook up, come back to Spearfish again, and we're going to do some riding around the Black Hills. We're going to take in Mount Rushmore. We're going to take in Crazy Horse, Needles Highway, Mount Nebo Road. There's so many good things to see here. We'll also take a ride to the Devil's Tower over Hewlett.
Now, how many times you've been here, Joe?
This is probably my, I think it's my seventh or 8th trip out to here on a bike trip. We cheated a little bit, like I said. We trailered them all the way, but it's a long poke. And fortunately, we were in the truck when it downpoured on us 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So we would have got soaked, but
it's great.
All good. It's a good time. We got pretty short ride ahead of us today, maybe only 5.5, 6 hours to the park.
Pick up some other people.
Yeah.
There's another rider that's coming with us.
Another rider that's going to meet us down in Cody's coming up from Wyoming. He's Tommy O'Brien's cousin.
So we'll be up here there'll be 5 of us.
Gary McGrath.
We'll be making our way around.
Yeah, there'll be 5 of us making our way around. It's gonna be good. A good time.
And so for the ride here, it was interesting for me. It's the first time. Some of us it's the first time ever in this area, and it was interesting to go over the Mississippi River, which I never knew. We saw the locks there.
We came across the Mississippi, and also across the Missouri. The Missouri is halfway across the Dakotas.
And the terrain just totally changed.
Interestingly enough, I think this country should have been East and West America, because when you cross the Missouri River, the topography changes from like basically farms to ranches, from cows and black and white cows and milking and green to more cattle ranches. But it's an amazing country. People who spend a lot of time going to Europe and all these great places, and they talk about all the historical things, have never seen the West. They don't have any idea what they're missing. Michelle now realizes how beautiful it is out there. Some of it's very stark and very plain. I mean, you're coming across the high prairie on Interstate 90 at 85 miles an hour. But the road lays out in front of you for miles and miles and miles, just straight. Yeah. And it's amazing. People have been all over the world, but they've never been across this country. So
it's great to see the horses, the wild horses.
We've been having a good time. Excuse me 1 second.
We're just having coffee.
Morning coffee.
We're still having our coffee.
And I'm kind of slouching and ducking a bit because the sun's streaming through this window in my eyes, but it's all good.
Yeah. Different change, too. It's funny. On my laptop, it says 8 o'clock in the morning, but here it says on my phone it's 6. So
we're
happy there.
Came through 2 time zones. One's in Indiana and one back about 150 miles in Murdo, South Dakota.
All right. So I'm also going to try and put up here. So we were in Alaska last year, and we stopped. Where was it we stopped? I have a story at the end.
We stopped. We were going down the peninsula heading towards Seward, and there's a place called Irby Knives, IRBI. It's the Campbell family. And they make custom knives, working knives and custom collectible knives. And when we went inside, I happened to look on the counter, and there's an old newspaper article, a photo. And I asked Michelle if she recognized the person in the photo. She said, no. Well, it was one of my best friends, Mark Pressler. A lot of years ago, probably back in the 70s, when he was 70s and 80s, probably maybe mid 80s. He was in the military in Alaska, and he also was a military game warden. And he got in a little conflict with a wounded buffalo.
So we're going to still tell that story. I'm going to so we stopped at his house on the way here, and we recorded his story in his own words.
Yeah, Mark's going to tell the story. There was a hunter legally hunting this buffalo, and he wounded him and couldn't find him.
We don't want to give it away.
We won't give it away. And Mark will tell you the whole rest of the deal.
So, but another time we'll talk about Alaska and some of the adventures there.
Like I said, you can probably see the sun shining off my face.
Yeah.
Let me get in back of Michelle's head. All right.
That's true.
All
right. So what we'll do is I'm going to share. Joe's going to go start his breakfast, and I'm going to share the story. Maybe I'll just post that. I'll see if I can post it now. If not, I'll put it later. But in the meantime, I'll be showing. We'll be popping in and showing some of the adventures here and stories that we're coming across on YouTube, LinkedIn. So connect with those, hit favorite, like, and then also, so those live streams will be YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
Maybe,
and then,
excuse me, maybe we got another friend with us here. Maybe maybe Kevin would like to say a few words.
Okay, and
Kevin,
then
take the hot seat here, Michelle. Give you take the hot seat.
Oh, Joe is a retired firefighter and an outdoorsman all his life, and so he has so many adventures that he shares with us. Anything else you want to share? Oh, of course, a biker. Yeah. So he's been to all the biker alleys many, many times.
NRA member. Sorry if it offends anybody.
We all have to eat. Organic is good. All right. All right. So let's meet one of the other people in our group.
Also a retired firefighter.
Yeah.
Also a good friend of mine for a lot of years. And one of my favorite writers. And he's maybe moving to Florida. I'm not going to write anything, which I'm very upset about. Take a seat over there.
So the live streams will be on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So like and share and whatever that stuff is. And then also I'll be doing some live clips as we go for Instagram, because that's easy, quick, along the way. So here we have Kevin. Yeah, move up here, Kevin. There we go. Now we can see you. Oh, there, picks you up. Morning.
How are you?
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
So tell us about how you're excited, why you're here, Kevin, on this trip with us.
Well, this has always been on my bucket list. So 68 years old, finally getting to do it with some good friends. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I'm going to come back with my wife maybe next year.
Yeah.
I have to do it in the car, not a motorcycle.
Anita, right? Yeah.
My
She
wife,
follows
Anita.
us along on Instagram all the time.
So this is great.
So what is it you want to see while we're here?
Everything. Yellowstone. We went through Sturgis last night. I was surprised.
Yeah. It's like a ghost town, isn't it? It's like all the everyone's gone. It just finished yesterday. Yeah. So I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
What is it you saw? As we're driving towards Sturgis on Route, was it 90?
Yeah.
Everyone is doing the exodus.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's leaving. We're coming.
Yeah.
But that's good because I don't like crowds.
I know. We want the miles.
Yeah.
And then some people are still here at this hotel we stopped at here in Sturgis, and they're going to do what we're doing. They're going to go out towards Wyoming, Montana, and tour around. So you got a lot of people after Sturgis. They do the local thing. So
it's great.
All right, cool. So hey, Anita.
Yeah, hi, Anita. Good morning. Going to meet up with Gary today from Colorado. He's a surveyor. They do all the national parks, so he knows Yellowstone. All the ins and outs, and so does Joe.
Yeah, so we're going to have some
Joe's unbelievable.
stories.
He's like got built-in GPS.
And he is the best storyteller.
Yeah. He knows. You'd think he'd live here all his life the way he knows these roads.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
He said he's been here 7 times. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So
he's got a great memory.
Yeah.
A great sense of direction, that's for sure.
Yeah. So all right, great.
All right,
so
thanks.
we will pop back in at another time, and we're gonna go have breakfast. All right. So follow, like, do the whole thing on Instagram. Sorry. Instagram's going to be as the day goes along, like yesterday when I was on the ride. on our drive in, I would put up pictures. It's just easy. I'm trying not to do the editing thing because then you'll never get this. So yeah, let me see if I can. I don't know if I can do this. I'm gonna try and pull it up. That the story from Mark. So where were you in
It's on Fort Greely, Alaska.
You were?
Fort Greely, Alaska.
Okay.
It's 98 miles southwest of Fairbanks. It's 114 miles west of Tok.
I don't know what that is.
It's right on the Alcan Highway.
Okay. And what were you doing there?
I was providing security for a guy who had a buffalo permit that was hunting on Fort Greely. We were down in the top secret ranges, and I had to be with him. And he happened to be a big wheel for the military.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're his personal security?
Yeah. I was working as the game warden and his personal security for the whole thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
So he had a bull buffalo permit, and we were down on the river bottoms, and we located the buffalo, and he was laying on a gravel bar, looking kind of at us at an angle.
The buffalo was laying down?
Yeah, laying down, looking at us. And I told the guy, I said, just come off his cheek, about 8 inches, and shoot him. You'll go through both lungs, and he won't even get up. We'll get him right there, and we can turn around and back a truck up to him and get him into the truck and then go take care of him. Okay, seems simple enough, right? So the buffalo's 80 yards from us, and he shoots. And I can't shoot legally unless he asks me to. Mm-hmm. That's the hunting rules up there. I can't do it. So the buffalo rolls over, stands up, and its blood's running out of its mouth. I tell him, you should shoot that one again. And he double pumped his gun and jammed it up. So now the buffalo's walking into the laurels, the mountain brush, and it's thick. And I said, well, we got to go get that one. He goes, no, let's just go get another one. I said, no, you hit that one. We're going to go get it. So I said, listen, you wait down here. I said, I'm going to circle around and get it above it on the hill because it was backed up against the bluffs. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'll come down to it and I'll walk it out in the open here. When I do, you shoot him, and I'll be able to get the truck to him. Okay, simple enough.
Oh my God, this sounds like a book. Like the writer that wrote it.
So this is the truth. So I come down through the bushes and I find the buffalo in the alders, and I can see him in front of me, and I'm just moving very slowly. And as I'm moving, the buffalo's just staying ahead of me, and he's probably 30 feet ahead of me. And I take a few steps and stop, and then he'd take a few more steps towards the opening where the guy's supposed to shoot him once he gets out, so we can get a truck to him because it's like this in there.
Right.
So I get him right to the edge of the bushes. And the guy says, I can see him. And I don't say anything. And then he yells, should I shoot him now? And the buffalo swapped ends and came running at me. So I grabbed him by the horns, and I started trying to push the buffalo's head down into the ground. And I was doing okay till I fell over a log. And then the buffalo got on top of me. And the first time it put a hoof down, hit me right in the face here. And it sounded like somebody stepped on potato chips. And that was all my face fracturing. And I said to myself, I can't take too many more of those, because if I do, I'm going to get dead. So I reached up as hard as I could, far as I could with my left hand, and I grabbed as much fur as I could, and I pulled my head up right between his front chest here. And then I pulled my knife out, and I started to stab the buffalo. And I was working him pretty good. And then the buffalo started to run, because I was stabbing it, and I couldn't get my hand up in time, and it hit me in the bottom of the chin and rolled me up on my feet. And then there was a gunshot. Let me back up. First, the buffalo was on me, and there was a gunshot, and then it started to run, and it hit me in the face and rolled me up on my feet. And I could feel my eyes blinking, but I couldn't see, and I figured the guy shot me in the head because I couldn't see. And so I was not very happy with the guy. So he comes running in there.
Shot at the buffalo while
he was on top of me, yeah. He shot at the buffalo. And I thought he hit me in the head. Like I said, all of a sudden it was dark. I couldn't see. And the buffalo ran, and I was blinking my eyes, but I still couldn't see. And I started wiping my eyes with my left hand, and pretty soon through crimson I could see the buffalo, and he turned and was coming back at me, and all I had was my knife. And he piled up about me to Kevin. He laid right there and dead. And I was pissed at the guy. I started calling him an asshole and everything else. And he was crying. He said, I shot you, I'm sorry, and this and that. And I'm looking for a hole in my head, you know. I'm like, what the fuck? And what had happened is he hit, when he shot the buffalo, he shot him in the hump. And the buffalo, the big hump on the top of the buffalo, and the buffalo tensed up. And through all the stab marks, he blew all the blood from his chest cavity that I'd been stabbing him out his throat and into my face. So it was all his blood.
Wow.
So, and my face was fractured. I mean, the picture shows my cheek smashed, and I could grab the front of my teeth and everything would move. And it sucked. It hurt a lot for a while. But I had to get the buffalo out of the range. So we stayed there, and I gutted and skinned and quartered the buffalo, put it in the back of the truck, and then drove it out. And then I went home because I knew I was in trouble. And then my wife was mad as hell at me. She goes, "You're already ugly. Now you're going to be worse."
It reminds me of the story, was it Hemingway? Remember I was reading it the other day, and I was like, this is exactly a story that Hemingway wrote about someone who was hunting in Africa. I don't remember it. I'll find it.
But anyway, I killed the buffalo, and we got him out of there, and then I had to go get my face fixed.
See, we went
What year was this?
84?
well, we went
5?
we went to Alaska, we went to Campbell's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Urban Campbell.
Well,
Irby
Yeah.
Knives.
Dawn,
First trip.
Dawn,
Yeah.
we were there for 45 minutes, right? Dawn had us in the shop, in
At the knife
back,
shop
all over.
the first time.
I said,
yeah.
"What's that?" She said, "That's customers. That's okay." But there's more customers. We were in the back. They just didn't stop talking.
Showing us everywhere how they.
Did Virgil remember me? Not Virgil.
The
Dawn.
knives.
Dawn is the wife.
Dawn's a wife, of course. Virgil was out fishing. He wasn't there. She was running. She was running shop alone. At
Because it was Irvin.
it was IRBI.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd rather be independent.
The father's name was
Irwin. Irwin or
Yeah,
Irvin.
it stands for I'd rather be
I'd rather be
Independent.
independent. Okay.
And I still have a couple of the knives from his mother's, when her mother made them, back from the day. Way back.
Well, you had to give me that double that I gave you back.
Yeah.
You still got that one, right?
It's right there in the safe.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah. I found that in my own pack.
That's it right there.
That's the knife.
Yeah, and she said that locals, what is it they when the water goes down, she goes and they look for
That's Usyk. That's walrus.
Usyk.
That's
I didn't know
what.
what Usyk was.
Yeah, that's walrus penis.
Walrus penis.
Yeah, it's the
I had
ivory.
no
Wipe your
idea.
finger
So this
for
is
a
what you did. Sterilized. So this is the one you used.
Yeah.
The buffalo? Oh my god.
And he said
It's
to
a
me-
nice one. It's
Oh, yeah.
gorgeous.
I told him I liked that knife in about 79 or 80. I came home, it was in my freaking duffel bag. So about 20 years later, he says, he's like, I don't know what the hell ever happened to that knife I had. So what do you mean it happened to it? I got it, so I gave it back to him.
Well,
Later. So we're gonna go have breakfast. So here's enough for I need more coffee. All right. Thanks everyone. We'll see you soon. And comment on anything you want to see or hear about. And you have a great week.